everyone, my name is Aijing and that is pronounced like Beijing with an I, and today I want to quickly just go through some of my recent purchases. Quite a lot of the stuff I haven't even tried yet, but I thought, you know what, let's do a good old-fashioned haul video, like a good old YouTube. Does anyone still watch this? I don't know. If you see any products that you want a more detailed review on, quite a lot of eyeshadow palettes I've purchased. If you want to see like 5 looks in one palette sort of video, please let me know in the comments down below. Should we get started? Okay, let's start off with some of the big stuff. And Natasha Denona did a sale where they did like 2 palettes for one, or like 2 palettes together for a discounted price. Can't remember the exact details, but because of that sale I ended up getting 2 new eyeshadow palettes from them on her website, and I got the new Circle Local palette and the Natasha Denona Viva palette. I've wanted the Viva palette for a really long time, and I kind of blame Jamie Page and Kathleen Lights for this, because I remember Kathleen Lights saying how she loves this rustic brown shade, and it's a pretty good shade. Like, that is a very nice bronzy shade. Yeah, I mean that's pretty nice. And I felt some of the eyeshadows in this palette and they feel kind of strange, but in a good way. Like this black spot is very creamy, it's shiny almost, so it's not a matte black, which is fine because I've got plenty of matte blacks. And this one is relatively new. It's a Circle Local palette, so completely opposite in terms of colour story, because this is super colourful. I know this colour story is definitely not for everyone, but I love blues, I love purples, I love playing with colour, I really do. So I think this palette will be so fun for me to just experiment with. I swatched Act and Electric. Should I do a matte shade? Yeah, let's do the shade Joker. Okay, that's what they look like on my fingertips. Oh my god. Okay, that matte shade was super smooth, super pigmented, no kickback. What on earth? Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this vibrancy. That is very pretty. I mean, do I have these shades already? I think if I dig deep in my collection I will probably find dupes or similar shades, but it's Natasha Denona and it was like half off, so don't judge me. So that's the 2 Natasha Denona stuff I got. I also bought a lot of Pat McGrath, and I blame this on Morgan Turner, because she and Patty Alonso did this video about like their most perfect makeup, and both of them talked about the Pat McGrath foundation, concealer and powder, and I was never gonna try that stuff, like maybe the powder, but I wasn't that interested in the foundation nor the concealer, but they kept saying how good it was, and Pat McGrath had a 30% off sale, so my finger slipped and I got 2 powders, one in the shade light, one in the shade medium. So the light is just this crystal white powder, and the shade medium is a light nude powder. I can wear the shade medium all over my skin, and the shade light I use it underneath my eyes. I still need to play with it. I have used it a couple times. One time when I used the shade medium to set my eyes, I think I used a rum brush. It ended up looking really cakey, and I did use the McGrath concealer with it as well, so I wasn't too impressed. But then when the other day I used a brush that I tend to use for setting, and the result was excellent. I used the shade light underneath my eyes and everything just looked so blurred. It was like having a filter underneath my eyes. No joke. I still need to play with it more, and obviously I've had one bad experience and one amazing experience, so we'll see if these are worth money. And obviously I've got the concealer and the foundation as well. So this is the concealer packaging and this is the foundation packaging. The concealer I am not so sure about yet. I've tried it a couple times, and like I said, once I did use this concealer I used a powder with it and it looked really cakey. So I am not so sure about the concealer. I definitely need to use it more. But the foundation, I mean, this packaging, like, I don't keep cardboard out of packaging anymore, but I can't not with this. And this glass bottle. It retails for £60. Like, what the hell? If it wasn't for 30% sale, I would never spend that much money on foundation. With 30% off, it was £43, which was a little bit more digestible, but still super expensive. And I got mine in the shade Light 7, both concealer and foundation in Light 7. This foundation is so liquidy, which I was not expecting. I used it for the first time properly this week when I went to work. And the first thing that my manager said was, "Oh my god, your skin looks glowy, what did you do?" And I was just like, makeup? So that was quite funny. So I already got a compliment on this, so yeah, and I did really enjoy it. It just looks like skin. Again, it just blurs everything somehow. It's crazy. It's some sort of magic. Still need to play with it more, but so far so good. And I got the blushes as well from McGrath. I got the 3 of them because, you know, it was like 3 and you get some money off. That's the wrong way around. And I got the shade Divine Rose blush. I also got the shade Flirtations. It was a lighter shade and I really wanted something super light. And I also got the shade Desert Orchid because I wanted something kind of warm and orangey and bronzy, and I have used them a couple times. Like, they're nice obviously, but are they worth the price tag? Probably not, to be honest. And the reason I got them was because I don't really have any colours similar, so that's how I'm justifying it. And the other thing I do want to point out is this closure. So the packaging does not feel as luxurious as the other packaging of her like eyeshadow palettes or the foundation that I talked about, and this clasp is pretty difficult to push, and the trick I found with this is that you have to push right at the top of the clasp, so right at the top, then it will release quite easily. But if you're just pushing here at the bottom bit there, no matter how hard you push, it's not going to release. So go lightly at the top, easy. So that's the trick for anyone that has this blush and struggles to get it open. And then I got 3 McGrath palettes. So again, because of the sale, I went ham. And these, oh my god, these are the 3 palettes I got. I did actually buy some of the lip kits as well, but they're somewhere in my room and I'm not going to show them to you because they're just not as interesting. So I got the Mothership 3 Subversive palette. Again, like I don't usually keep cardboard packaging anymore, but you have to with McGrath. So, and I have dug my fingers into them already, so you can see it's a little bit messy. And the reason why I chose this palette is because it's got more shimmery metallic shades that, you know, just calls out to me. And again, so Kinky Sweat, another YouTuber, this is like her favourite palette, and I was kind of persuaded by that. So here we go, Subversive. And if I just swatch a couple shades again, because I know you all want to see some swatches. This is the shade Astral Ghost Orchid. I do apologise, I couldn't get rid of the previous swatch. And then this shade is Blitz Amethyst. There we go, on my arm. Can you see? You can't really see Astral Ghost Orchid very well, but you can see Blitz Amethyst, and it's got a beautiful shift to it. And the Astral Ghost Orchid shade is got kind of pink lilac-y reflex in it. Very excited to play with this one. And I also got the Bronze Seduction and the Divine Rose 1. And the reason why I didn't go with Divine Rose 2 was because I know everyone's like crazy about that trio chrome shade, but honestly, like, loads of indie brands have that shade in a single. If you want that shade, just buy from an indie brand rather than spending £100 on an eyeshadow palette. And I find that the Divine Rose 2 shade, the Divine Rose 2 palette, it just had more eyeshadow shades that I wouldn't use, like the bright pink. Like, I have it in other palettes, like I don't need another one, and I just found that Divine Rose 1 colour story called out more to me, and specifically I really wanted to have the shade called Iridescent Pink 003. I really wanted to have that shade, so that's the shade over here in this palette, and it is an iridescent pink. And the other shade that I really called out to me was VR Rose Venus, which is this shade here, because I've been looking for the duochrome pink gold shade for absolutely ages and I just haven't found the one. So I think this one is very close to the one. I think the gold is a little bit more peachy rather than pure gold, so it's like wasn't like 100% of what I was looking for, but it's like 95% there. So yeah, that's why I got Divine Rose 1 rather than Divine Rose 2, even though everyone says Divine Rose 1 has got loads of repeat shades, but I didn't really care about that. Anyway, bend my arm. So that's the pink shade I was talking about. Again, you can't really see the reflex of it very well, but then that's the VR Nectar shade above it. So yeah, really looking forward to playing with this palette as well. And of course, Mothership 5 palette Bronze Seduction, which is like everyone's favourite eyeshadow palette. And I honestly was kind of like, oh, do I want it? I don't know. Do I need it? No. And then the sale came and I was looking at all the Mothership palettes and I was trying to decide, do I want it? Do I need it? Ended up getting them, and I just sort of thought about my own collection of what shade I wanted and ended up picking these three. And Bronze Seduction, I think it's got so much hype around it that I just wanted to give it a go, you know? And I do really enjoy. The Fire Opal shade is pretty spectacular, which is that one there. And I swatched that on my arm. So it's a kind of a yellow gold shift, and that's the sparkly pink shade in the palette, and that is that fiery red shade in the palette. So because everyone loves that red shade, and I don't really like wearing kind of super red, super pinks around my eyes, but I think this red will probably be quite wearable. I am looking forward to playing with it. How many times can I say that phrase? I am looking forward to playing with this palette. So let's stick with eyeshadow palettes for a bit, and let's talk about three very exciting eyeshadow palettes that I'm really looking forward to playing with, and they are the Sydney Grace X Temptalia palettes. Ta-da! So I got all three in the light version because, hello, I am light, and also quite a lot of deep ones sold out. And as you can see, the three of them, collate together and form this beautiful image of this galaxy, which is the vibe of all the palettes. And I'll just quickly show you. So this is Quintessence in light, and then we've got On the Horizon in light, and lastly we've got Radiant Reflection. So I am definitely planning on doing looks and review with these three palettes. I don't know, going more about buying from Sydney Grace as an UK resident, because that did put me off from kind of buying from them because it's a small independent brand. I was really worried about shipping and having the parcel arrive on time, etc. But I am very pleased to say I did not have very much trouble at all. But let's just do a couple swatches. Anyway, let's do the shade Our Starry Night, because this blue looks very similar to the Circle Local palette from Natasha Denona, and same thing with Forget Her Not, shade Temptalia as well, I mean, since it is her name. Right, so that's the Sydney Grace eyeshadows. I think the purples are definitely almost dupes of each other. So this purple here was from the Circle Local palette, and this purple here is from the Radiant Reflection Temptalia palette, and this is the shade Temptalia here, the pink. And this blue, right, these two blues are very similar in tone, but the Sydney Grace has more chunky bits to it, in the nicest way possible. So let's swatch a couple of On the Horizon shades as well. I want to swatch Calming Presence, which is another purple, because I'm just interested to see if they're all dupes of each other. and Secure Glow, which is very similar to Temptalia shade. And let's just swatch Phoenix Awakens. Okay, so Phoenix Awakens is on my inner arm right at the end. So that's Phoenix Awakens, and that's the Pat McGrath eye shades. Then this is the other purple shade. Very, very similar. Like, can you see? This is a terrible angle, but can you see like those purples? The bottom bit obviously is a bit darker, but and it's the same thing with the top two pinks, so it's darker but definitely in the same color family. And then lastly we've got Quintessence. I want to swatch the shade the Milky Way, which is another duochrome, and the shade Celestial Bloom, because again it's in that purple blue family and I just want to see how it compares. And since we're comparing blues and purples from these palettes, let's just swatch Aurora as well. So this is a shade Milky Way, swatched on my arm there. Can you see that? I think my light's a bit too bright. But that's the Milky Way, and it's got a purpley greeny shift to it. Okay, so that's Celestial Bloom and that's Aurora. I have to say these two shades are pretty similar to each other. Kind of Celestial Bloom is a really bright purple, so you can compare it to the purple here from the Circle Local palette. You can see it's a lot brighter, and Aurora is kind of more, it's got this kind of greeny blue shimmer on a light purple base, so it does look quite unique compared to the other ones. But I feel like I must have the shade somewhere else in my collection. Those are a little bit of an intro to the Temptalia and Sydney Grace palettes. I feel like advertising companies must love me because I'm so susceptible to marketing. I bought 2 new Bite lipsticks after watching Tadi's video. I've been on the hunt for a Velvet Dragon Lisa Eldridge lipstick dupe after losing mine. I'm definitely still gonna buy it when it comes out again, when it restocks in October, November time. But I was kind of on the hunt for one, and I thought the shade Harissa by Bite might be quite similar. This one is definitely more terracotta than orange. It is beautiful lipstick. I have tried them on my lips yesterday and they feel really, really comfortable. That's the shade Harissa, swatched in a really awkward position on my arm. They feel so comfortable, like incredibly comfortable. And the other shade I got is Hot Tomato because I really wanted to get a cool toned red. And okay, that's the shade Hot Tomato, and the other shade is Harissa. I really like these 2 shades. Also, I forgot to say, if you're interested in this makeup look I'm wearing, I just recorded it. It's my dewy, summery, glassy skin type of look. If you're interested, check out that video. Yeah, so that was Bite lipsticks. And then some of the other things I bought were from this website called Naturissimo. I believe they're a UK based website and they sell clean beauty. Quite a lot of the stuff is cruelty free and vegan as well. And they do this discovery box every month, I think. And honestly, I've never been interested in it before, but I looked at the stuff from this July month's discovery box and I thought, actually, I'm quite interested in trying out all of them. They all sounded like they would be helpful for me. So this is what the box looks like. It cost me £22 and the value of it was £94. So the first thing in the box is this magnesium oil spray by Kiki Health, and this is a transdermal magnesium oil. It contributes to reduction of tiredness and fatigue, contributes to normal muscle function, and contributes to the maintenance of normal bones and teeth. It's odorless, is easily absorbed. Then the other thing I got is by Nourish London, which is the Illuminating Phase Shimmer. So this is basically like a primer. You can use it under or over moisturizer or blend it into foundation. And this is the bottle. Honestly, I don't need like another product of this, but it came in a box, and I like a good radiance giving type thing, so can't really complain. And this is made in the UK as well. And one of the other things I'm really looking forward to is this Kaiser Wise blush. I've never used Kaiser Wise products, but so many people rave about it, and this is in the shade Sun Touched. I want to open this, but you can see there's this sticky label there. I kind of don't want to open it because it'll ruin everything, and because I'm not going to use it right now. So yeah, can I not open it on camera? That'd be really bad. Yeah, I'm not going to open it. But this is the shade Sun Touch, and it's a deluxe sample, it's not a full size. But even as a deluxe sample, I mean, that's really nicely packaged. And am I going to finish it? I mean, yeah, but will I finish a full-size product? Probably not, but the sample is great. And this is the Aurelia London Cell Revitalizer Day Moisturizer. I am going through my moisturizer pretty quickly, so I thought, actually, why not get this in a box and try a new one. Never used anything by Aurelia London before. Honestly, I have never used anything from these brands so far, so it's definitely a discovery box. And this one is a leave-in condition mist by the brand John Masters Organics. They all sound really clean. And this one's got green tea and calendula something. Yeah, great. I like to condition my hair, so that's nice. And lastly in the box is mini size Antipodis Connect with Nature Blessing Anti-Pollution Light Face Serum. Yeah, again, I'm currently running out of my serum. I am trying to only replace things once I've used it up. You know, I don't have multiple serums on the go, so interested to try this one after I finish my current one. Yeah, so that was the July Discovery box. And lately I've been having some skin texture issues, so I was looking through their website. Oh, and some acne issues as well. So I was looking through their website and I saw a couple of interesting products that I have never tried before and thought I will give it a go. So I've got this Evolve Organic Beauty Rose Quartz Facial Polish. This whole like cardboard feels like recycled packaging, which is excellent. And it is a glass jar. Also made in England. Ooh, so that's what that looks like. Oh, that smells really nice. Yeah, excited to give this a go as well. I don't have a facial scrub, so very, very excited. Oh yeah, that smells so good. I got a little spot here, and it's kind of annoying. So I got this Acne Spot Roll-On by Madara Organic Skincare. I have used the Organics, the Origins spot treatment. I went through a whole thing of that. And I went through the Glossier Spot Roll-On treatment as well. Glossier one, no, not as good. Origin one, much better. So, but I want to give this one a go. And the last thing I want to talk about in my haul is a Colourpop order. Again, they were doing a 30% off of their website, so I got the Fade Into Hue palette. I've wanted a rainbow palette for ages. Honestly, considering the amount of eyeshadows I have, I don't have a rainbow eyeshadow palette, so here we go, and now I do. And I also got the Child eyeshadow palette. Have I watched the show? No. Do I like Yoda? Yes. Do I like Star Wars? Yes. So here we go, the Child palette. Also, I really like the fact that this palette has a mirror, and the colour story really speaks to me. I don't have any eyeshadow palette with this kind of colour story. I don't have that many green eyeshadows, so this will be fun. How cute is this? I got another Super Shock eyeshadow. I really wish they would just restock their Super Shock eyeshadows rather than keep coming out with new press eyeshadows, because this is the best thing that Colourpop has. This is the best thing that they have, and they keep coming out with new shit, and it's really annoying. Anyway, this is the shade Sweet Tea, and oh god, I'm terrible at swatching. That's Sweet Tea swatch on the back of my hand. It is just a pretty glittery pink. I love the Super Shock eyeshadow formula. I really wish they would restock the shades or come out with the new ones. Anyway, and lastly, Ultra Blotted Lip from the Sailor Moon collection. I've got everything else in the Sailor Moon collection, so I just wanted to complete the collection by buying the blotted lip as well, and honestly I do think I will ever open this. It is not a colour I would use. I honestly just bought this for the packaging. I am a die-hard Sailor Moon fan. I'm a 90s kid who grew up in China. I love Sailor Moon. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyway, that is the end of my haul video. Please let me know like which palette you want to see looks from, which products you want like a super detailed review from. I love shooting makeup videos. I know it's super frivolous. I know it's something that drives consumerism, which is honestly does not align with my personal beliefs, but it's fun, and I'm a doctor full time. Like, this is just such a nice way to relieve stress, and it just makes me happy. So please tell me what content you want to see, which products you want to see reviewed, and if you like this video, if you like my other videos, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. But that's it.